Yeah, Howard Woldridge, a retired detective. As you go forth today from this hearing, this briefing, please do not look to my profession, law enforcement, for any answers when it comes to reducing drug availability. With all due respect to the Senator, every drug dealer arrested, shot, or killed over the last 43 years of drug war has been replaced immediately. They accept the death penalty and long prison terms as a condition of employment. There's always someone silly enough or greedy enough to step up to become a drug dealer. So please do not look to my profession, law enforcement, to provide any answers on these drug issues. Question for Ms. Amy Solomon. Doing it again. My profession earns about $82 billion a year because of the war on drugs, drug prohibition. When you're speaking to law enforcement professionals, what arguments would you use to convince them we should change current policies, given the fact that we're earning $82 billion and any change means we will earn less?
We're also spending $80 billion on corrections. I think that we're all focused right now on ways that we can use science and evidence-based programs to reduce harm and improve outcomes. And, you know, there's going to be there are lots of ways that we can do it that we've discussed today, and I know that there are repercussions on the other side and for other professions too, but we've got to keep the outcomes in mind.
Hi, my name is Diana Goodwin. I'm the mother of a young man who's currently incarcerated in their Federal Bureau of Prisons due to a crime related to his opiate addiction. Some of you know me, have gotten emails from me. My question is actually for Amy and for the senators here today. I'm most familiar with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, but this applies to the state level too, because what happens at the federal level follows to, typically the states will follow. When will our government, our senators, our Congress, the DOJ require the Bureau of Prisons to begin using evidence-based practices to allow the use of medication-assisted treatment specifically, given that they have finally, the BOP has finally recognized that their cognitive behavioral programs are not effective for opiate-dependent individuals, and that medications used in conjunction with these treatments are currently considered to be evidence-based practice. I'd like to know, what's it going to take to force the BOP to do this? They're wasting our tax dollars. I wait for a call every day that my son has overdosed. He has now relapsed twice in prison, was sent to a U.S. penitentiary about 2 weeks ago, secondary to his most recent relapse, and he's never hurt anybody. He's 25 years old. So what can we do to force the BOP to do this? They already use methadone, other narcotics for the treatment of pain, but they are refusing to allow these medications to be used in addiction treatment. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take a shot at that one if I could. I think that there are important trials and demonstration programs going on now in the Federal Bureau of Prisons on using addiction medications. Obviously, they have not gotten completely operationalized and scaled up at the level that you need for your family member. But I think that there has been funding for those programs, and I think as they continue to show promising results, those types of medications will become available.
I traveled a long way to be here today. Why are we treating this as a pilot program? Again, if the diabetics in prison need their insulin, they get their insulin. If my son has relapsed twice and is obviously obtaining drugs in prison, and he doesn't want to, he actually turned himself into solitary in August after his second relapse. He said, "Mom, I don't know what else to do." He turned himself into solitary. So why is this being treated as a pilot program? It's not a reentry initiative. It is medical treatment that he and the other inmates at the state and federal levels are entitled to. What do I have to do to get my son his medicine? Thank you.
Thank you for being here today and adding this important voice to the conversation.